Lucas.
Lucas?
Lucas.
Lucas.
I'm Lucas.
Like Lucas.
Lucas Ashbaugh.
It's not being too big.
You can ask me.
Do you want a question? Okay, well tell me about yourself.
I'm 17, male, USA, Maine. I like the winter. I like the rain, but I don't like it too much because it gets in everything and it cracks, just like the wallpaper over there, it cracks everything. I'm 6 foot. Well, I'm 5'11" and a half. It kind of sucks. That's alright though.
Oh yes!
I feel like Lucas's world is different. Like, straight up, the way he sees it. As if it were like he just has an entire different outlook on everything.
His
everybody else.
perception of the world around him is completely different.
It's not that, like, people have a hard time understanding Lucas, not because he isn't smart, but just because everything he sees is just seen in a completely different way, and you have to, like, change your brain around for a second and be like, okay, Lucas Ashbaugh, how is he looking at this? And then, like, boom, alright, got it. And it just takes a little bit, but then I'm there, and it's awesome.
That's completely true. And most of the time you can't even change your brain around.
Yeah,
like, most of the time people end up asking, what the hell are you saying?
Which of the following values is most important for our government to protect and or promote, and why? Freedom, security, prosperity, equality, and cultural greatness.
Not the last one. So that puts it down to 4. I don't remember the rest. There's freedom, security. Those are important, but I need to hear the other 2.
Freedom, security, prosperity, or equality. And there is cultural greatness. It's not that there's a right or wrong answer, it's just your opinion.
There's a right answer. Well, you can't get prosperity without equality, or opposite. Because someone has to be deriving the money from someone else. So that takes out equality.
Well, it's whatever one you think.
I know, but you have to think about it logically. Freedom and security are kind of opposites. That's a rough one. And another one that I left was prosperity. Prosperity kind of makes the other 2.
Makes sense.
Probably prosperity.
And then he always has a backstory, because everyone's like, Lucas, that's not how it is for anybody else. And then you just get this big story from Lucas's life.
I know.
And
one of the best times, you would remember this, one of the best times is when we, yeah, always. Alright, one of the best times was when we sat Lucas down and for 2 hours recorded him and made him tell us the story of his day in great detail that one WSA. You remember that. That was the day of test.
You smell nice.
Thank you. What was I going to say? There was a time that he was telling us all about his day. We got him once to tell us everything that had happened to him in one day, and there was one point when he was more concerned about how comfortable his clothing was versus being in the principal's office. He was like, damn it, I'm wearing uncomfortable clothing. Yeah, it was pretty good. Well, as far as I understand it, his father left when he was very young, and his mother works in a mental institution, and his brother is mentally handicapped. So my first theory on Lucas was that he had chronic allergies and that he had been so sick for so long that it had gone to his head. As far as I understand, Snuggle Sleepy is a term that Lucas coined involving being so sleepy that you want to just snuggle with anything that's around you. Yeah, more or less in a nutshell.
Snuggle sleepiness. Martin Smith once noticed that you can always tell when Lucas is very snuggle sleepy. You look at his ears, the back of his ears, they're red. You know he's getting snuggle sleepy. And no matter where he is, he'll find a blanket. And he'll start getting nestled in.
Have any of you guys seen Sliced?
Which one?
So,
It's the one with the guy who's obsessed with slicing things.
The one what?
What?
You asked if we've seen the one.
The one?
It's the one where the guy.
What does he do?
It's the one what?
He literally takes a chainsaw.
That's not what I'm asking.
Let's just see.
And he cuts things in half.
If we all.
I feel like I first met him with band, maybe? I don't know. I always thought he had weird hair from the chlorine when he would swim. That's all I could think about.
His hair is, it's always, like, after he takes a swim, it's always, like, really, like, he has the Einstein look. It's all, like, fuzzy and poofed up.
Anything else you want to say before
Yeah, I
we
want
wrap
to
it
talk
up?
about his hair.
Oh, yeah.
His hair has always been a pretty funny thing because, for a while, Lucas thought that he was allergic to chlorine, which I always thought was really funny because he does swimming. And the chlorine does crazy stuff to people's hair. You can always tell when he starts swimming is when the hair goes absolutely crazy.
Who got nice hair?
No, his hair is disgusting. Are you kidding me? Chlorine-ridden hair is the worst.
I use Pantene clarifying shampoo to get all the chlorine out of my hair, and then I use Tresemme, I don't know. Well, it's a brand, and I'm gonna call it Tresemme, but I feel like it should be pronounced Tresemme. Tresemme thermal conditioner to restore what is left to salvage of my hair. Then I usually use soap on my body, like everyone else.
So I hear on the grapevine that you are Lucas Ashbaw's dungeon master. So maybe
Yes,
you
that's
could
correct. Yeah.
tell me anything about your experiences with that.
Well, in my analysis, I've never really worked with anybody who's quite so disturbed as Lucas. He's constantly trying to bed non-player characters. He's constantly attempting to cast love spells, and it clearly states in the rules that there's no such thing as love spells.
Wait, what if I put my anchor feather on it and I activate the anchor feather?
I don't even know what your anchor feather is.
It's a feather that turns into an anchor.
He has an in-game drinking problem. It's not something anybody wants to talk about, but every time he gets by himself, out comes the flask, and he'll get real violent. He's beaten up quite a few wenches. It's been a real problem with the authorities in-game.
And anything else you'd like to say? Any final thoughts?
I would never kiss him.
We had a wake for my father a few years back. He was invited to come just because I'd known him for a while. I figured he might want to show up. And he did. Wearing sweatpants and a wife beater to my father's wake.
He's big. He's big. Mentally and physically, I think. Maybe too big. I think it fluctuates. Sometimes his body's bigger than his brain. Sometimes his brain's bigger than his body. It's hard. Oftentimes I'm hanging out with him. And like, I'll get like really pissed at him. But like other times, like I'm hanging out with him, I'm having a great time. And I can't explain it. Check out these weird things. But like I can't explain it, but he's got this. It's like he's a goofball you can't hate. You just love him too much. If that makes any sense.
Damn it! Shut up! So we're working into more land. Found bugs. Watch
little bit bored. I'm really excited to go to college next year. Start a new life, everything will be new. I think that intimidates a bunch of people, but I find it really exciting. I don't see what's so scary about leaving everything behind. I don't know, maybe I had fancier dress clothes would be alright, but I really hate dressing up. Yeah, I'm happy.
That's good.
In some way or another.
Oh, that's lame. Oh, these are the same.
That's good.
Yeah, they're both the same.
Lucky number 69.